So when the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF launched in America in 2024, it single-handedly pushed Bitcoin from $30,000 to $100,000. We know that it broke all sorts of different records. When we have a look at charts like these, we can see very clearly records were smashed, records were broken, but BlackRock has just said, yeah, you know what? We're not done with just America. We want to launch in another G7 country that has a whopping $2.14 trillion GDP. So today I want to talk about not only who this country is that is now having a BlackRock Bitcoin ETF launched. I want to talk about why it's important considering this country is about to adopt a Bitcoin president. Could be a little bit of a coincidental timing in there we need to explore. You guys know that the timing of events really does make my hair stand up on the back of my neck. But I also want to talk about what exactly is going on and whether this relates to what is happening in Davos or not. So let's get straight into the news. Let's break what has happened. So before we get to the news, again, let's not forget the BlackRock Bitcoin IBIT ETF launched in the US, signified by this big yellow line on the left-hand side of this chart. It broke every single record imaginable in the ETF space. We've had thousands, if not tens of thousands of ETFs launched. And this one right here, launched by BlackRock, the best performing ETF in history. This is why I want to watch very carefully to see whether the world adopts these BlackRock Bitcoin ETFs. Because all of a sudden, we could be beginning to witness a little bit of FOMO, might you say. We know that we've already absolutely destroyed the gold ETFs. The gold ETFs have been, I need to be careful what I say here. They have been destroyed. That's all we need to say. And we even have some incredible charts here showing that the Bitcoin ETF is literally breaking through the roof. It's bursting through the ceiling like Tarzan. Have a look at that for a chart. It doesn't get any better. I don't know who made that, but it's a brilliant chart. And it really does show just how crazy the launch of IBIT's Bitcoin Spot ETF has been in America. But now it looks as if we could be seeing a little bit of BlackRock influence in another $2 trillion giant. So who are we talking about today? Who's the new country that's adopting a BlackRock Bitcoin ETF? And why do I think that this news is a whole lot more interesting than most people think? Again, they're about to elect a Bitcoin prime minister, not a president. That'll give you a hint of who we are talking about today. Of course, we are talking about Canada. So BlackRock is now launching IBIT Spot Bitcoin ETF options in Canada, the country that is about to elect a Bitcoin president. Now, let's not forget, before I show you the official documentation, I just want to remind you guys, Canada was one of the first countries with a spot ETF. Let's not forget, all the way back in 2021, the Canadian regulators cleared the launch of the world's first Bitcoin ETF. So Canada has a little bit of a, let's call it an interesting backstory when it comes to Bitcoin. Because obviously, let's not forget what happened in 2022 with the trucker protests in Canada. It was crazy. It was chaotic. I don't need to remind you guys what happened, but the Canadians learned firsthand that Bitcoin is freedom. And now, just now, we have potentially a Bitcoin prime minister who is going to win in Canada. Pierre Poilievre. I know somebody in the chat normally corrects me and explains to me how to say that last name correctly. I wonder where he is today. Maybe he'll pop in and help me pronounce Bitcoin Pierre's last name. But I think Canada has some pretty interesting roots here. Canada, potentially, could be the wild card. They could be the surprise factor of 2025. Everybody's hyper-focused on America. They're hyper-focused on the disappointment of the strategic Bitcoin reserve in America. They're hyper-focused on what Orange Man is doing, Mr. Trump. We're not paying attention to what these other countries are doing that could have a big impact. Yes, Canada's a smaller nation. They have a smaller GDP. Don't get me wrong. I'm not denying any of that. That is all very true. Again, they've got a $2 trillion GDP. They are nowhere near as big as America. I mean, not many countries are as big as America, let's be honest. But Canada does swing above its weight in many ways. I mean, there are incredible Bitcoiners. Oh no, don't tell me I have the background audio annoying you guys again. That would be 2 live streams in a row. I think we're good. Okay, not only do we have Pierre Poliver, Johnny Midas, I think he's helped me out here in the chat. Pierre Poliver. So not only is Canada blessed to have an incoming prime minister who understands economics, Bitcoin, politics, and just how the world works, but they're now going to get access to BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, which means they're probably going to be shilled BlackRock's marketing campaign. Let's not forget what happened in America when BlackRock launched their IBIT options in January. The American media got bombarded with BlackRock and interviews with Larry Fink. The same could be coming to Canada, the $2 trillion giant that is the Canadian economy. Just to put some numbers on it, you guys know I love to put some numbers on things. We can see Canada's economy is, well, how do we say it? Huge. It's massive. I nearly said breaking. The housing bubble is breaking, but this again, I think it gives Canada a good escape. Now that we have an option like the IBIT BlackRock ETF, I think this is a more reliable option, a stronger option than what Canada has previously had. So it looks as if Larry Fink is going for global domination. He looks like he's giving the entire world access to Bitcoin. Again, you guys have had, what, how many years to front run BlackRock, which is pretty incredible. 15, 16 years now. We're at 2025. Again, you can still front run BlackRock today. If you are looking for somewhere to buy some Bitcoin, I always remind you guys about what Rhino Bitcoin is doing. They've got the slickest Bitcoin wallet application in the entire space. You can buy Bitcoin on Rhino, sell Bitcoin on Rhino, send Bitcoin anywhere around the world using the Lightning Network with Rhino. They're even going to give you guys $10 of free Bitcoin if you sign up with the Rhino app and use a promo code Bitcoin News. So that's one word. So if you are new to Bitcoin, or if you have some friends or family members looking for somewhere reliable to buy their Bitcoin, check out what Rhino is doing. Bitcoin-only applications. We do have a preference for the Bitcoin-only applications here, especially considering what Ripple is doing by, let's just say, potentially ruining our Bitcoin strategic reserve fund in America. We're going to be filming a video on the not too distant future talking about this in a little bit more detail, breaking down what is going on with Trump and XRP. Rock VTM makes a great point though. Build your personal strategic Bitcoin reserve. That's the only one that matters. Who's orange pilled their banker? If Rocks tried to orange pill their banker, I want to hear the story. Oh no. Oh no, we need to give Satwise, my man, the reins of moderating the chat. We've got some. Let's just say we don't promote altcoins on this channel. Anyone telling you to buy an altcoin, they're probably scamming you. Greetings, Johnny Midas, the man who has never missed a live stream. There is 1,689 of you guys in this live stream. If you have enjoyed this one, we would appreciate a smashing of the like button, as Satwise says. And with all that said, guys, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. I'm going to wish you a happy Saturday night. It's 9:30 where I am, so don't party too